Afternoon, everybody. Today is Tuesday, May 21st. The time is 3:01. I'd like to call to order the Rules Administration and Procedures Committee meeting. Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Chairperson Ron Warman.
Here.
Vice Chair Emmanuel Llamas.
Here.
Alderman Edward Bugg.
Here.
Alderman Carl Franco.
Here.
Alderwoman Patty Smith.
Here.
5 present.
Thank you. First item on the agenda, Madam Clerk, is anybody here for public comment?
No, we do not have anyone signed up.
Perfect, okay. First item on the agenda, 24-0311, approval of the minutes from the Rules Administration Procedures Committee held on April 16, 2024.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Franco. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 5-0. We already did public comment. First item on the agenda, 24-0372, a resolution approving the appointment of Matea Acosta, Lincoln Majerski, and Harishita Chandra to the Aurora Youth Council.
Good afternoon, Sylvia Vargas with the Mayor's Office. We have 3 new students being appointed to the Youth Council. Maite is from Aurora Central Catholic High School. She will be at large, doing the position for at large. Lincoln is a student at 129, and Harshita is a student at Oswego. All 3 positions are new to it's their first time being on the board. And then after this, there will be 8 positionings being open for the next year, for the coming school year. So they will, Simon will be doing interviews and stuff for the next school year.
Any questions or comments from the committee?
Motion to approve.
Just
Alderman Bugg?
quick correction, Oswego East.
Sorry, Oswego East.
Yeah.
Makes more sense, yeah. Any other questions or comments?
Second.
Have a motion by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Franco. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 5-0. Next item on the agenda, 24-0374, a resolution approving the appointment of Gerald Paulson to the Aurora Veterans Advisory Council.
So moved. Gerald is a new member. He is a former police officer and is currently helping with all the AVAC events that are currently being done now. So he has been very active in the committee or commission. So after his appointment, there'll be 2 vacancies remaining on the board.
Questions, comments from the committee?
Second.
Had a motion by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Franco. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 5-0. Next item on the agenda, 24-0380, a resolution approving the appointment of Jean Hess, Emily Hinton, and Gabriella Gayton to the City's Advisory Commission for Disabilities.
These 3 members are newly appointed members as well for the first time. Jane is a certified AI consultant within the city. Emily is she's with the Wabansie Community College and the Disability Resource Manager as a Disability Resources Manager. Gabriella is a parent educator for Family Focus. With these 3 appointments, there will be no vacancies on the Disability Committee.
Oh, very nice.
So moved.
Any questions, comments from the committee?
Yeah,
Alderman Bugg?
thank you. So this is going to fill this, but can you just give us a general sense of the range of wards that's covered
hold
on
on
it then?
Yep.
Second.
Oh, there we go.
Second,
I'm sorry. So I had a motion by Alderman Smith, second by Alderman Franco. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes 5-0.
Sorry, I'm looking for, he asked for.
Oh, sorry. We'll try that again one more time.
So we currently have 3 non-resident members, a Ward 4 resident, a Ward 5, and a Ward 8. And then these 3 are 3, 1, and another non-resident for the members.
Okay.
Do the non-residents have affiliation?
Yes. I would have to look at their resume. The vice chair does, and then this person here is at Family Focus, who's a non-resident. She works for Family Focus in Aurora.
So that's a 6-member board or 7?
This is a 9-member board.
9-member.
Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments?
I'll just make a comment. Of course, we want to allow non-residents to be on our boards, and sometimes it's necessary. But when a third of the board is non-resident, we have a lot of a lot of people with disabilities in the city of Aurora, and we would like, we would hope the majority, the vast majority, would be residents. So maybe in the long-term future, like I know I don't have a Ward 9 representative on there, but some of the other wards also, and part of that's on us to reach out to our people. But yeah, when it gets up like a third of a board is non-residents, that's on a board like this, when we have a lot of these people asking for resources and pushing for resources, we want to try and have the Aurora residents on that.
So Alex Voigt with the Mayor's Office. Understood, Alderman Bug, and I do want to point out that this board has had fairly substantial vacancies for some time, and it did take us quite a while to find these individuals. So while we absolutely do place a priority on residents, this was a matter of finding individuals who are willing to participate and have a connection to the city with an organization like Family Focus. That gives us the opportunity to reach Aurora residents, which is why we require that connection. But absolutely understood, but we are very happy to have this commission up at full steam again, especially given the work that they've done.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the committee? And should I do a revote or
No, we're good.
We're good there?
We voted in second.
Okay, I just want to pause. I have one question about this that Vice Chair Yamas is. Next item on the agenda, I am going to recuse myself and let Vice Chair Yamas handle, so I'm going to step out of the room.
We'll wait until the chairman has left the room. All right, the next item, 24-0388, a resolution authorizing the appointment of Jasmine Garcia to the Fox Walk Overlay District Design Review Committee.
Jasmine is a new member. She is a Ward 5 resident, and she currently works with a company in Aurora. It looks like it's a development coordinator company. But she is a resident of Ward 5.
Are there any other vacancies on this board?
So with her appointment, there will be no vacancies on this board.
And then just to kind of tie this into a question earlier from Alderman Bug, I'm not expecting to have this information now, but would you happen to have a breakdown of residents
Yeah.
versus non-residents for this
Hold on
board?
1 second, let me bring it up.
Or committee, I should say.
So we currently have 2 non-residents, and the rest are all ward members. So we have Ward 6, 2 from Ward 6, a Ward 2, a Ward 5, and then 2 from Ward 4.
All right, thank you.
Ooh, nobody
you wanna
from
add
our
anything?
second time.
I did. I just wanted to add that this is one of our boards that has very specific membership requirements. So it is required to have a representative from Aurora Downtown, the Public Art Commission, Bike Ped and Transit Advisory Board, the Park District, Historic Preservation, and then 4 at-large. So she will be fulfilling an at-large, and this is another board that it's taken us a while to fill. So I just wanted to add that for context.
Thank you for that information. I know that's definitely helpful.
Motion to approve.
Any questions before we
I have a
take the
question.
motion? Alderman Franco?
There's no problem with somebody being on a board that's an elected official in the city of Aurora. She's a precinct committeeman, that's not a thing? I don't know, I wanna
No.
make sure before. I don't remember seeing it before, doesn't mean,
No, shouldn't be.
So So there's nothing in the code that would prohibit her from serving.
Maybe because I've never seen it before or didn't notice it, I just wanted to make sure that we're.
Yeah, we have had one other person who was an elected official in that capacity serve
Okay.
previously.
Okay,
Mhm.
all right, thank you. That's it.
That was a good question. Any others? I have a motion from Alderwoman Smith. Do I have a second? Second from Alderman Frank. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Motion passes 4-0. We can tell the chairman to come back in the room now if he's ready. We're on the last item.
Beg your pardon?
The last item.
Last one,
Supervisor Alderman.
okay. Okay, next item on the agenda, 24-0387, revised Alderman's office policies. And I believe this is just information only for, no vote on this, correct?
Correct. Rich Jacobs, Chief of Staff, Office of Alderman. Happy to answer any questions. Some of these are new to many of you. Some of these have been pulled from various documents that the former Chief of Staff created and/or the Office Committee. I believe that's what the name of the committee was called, that came up with some office policies. And this is just so we have a document that everyone is in agreement with and can help us as we move forward.
Any questions, comments from the committee?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, Alderman Bug, yeah.
That's fine. Mr. Jacobs, on the third one, just reading that sentence, I think it should read, no individual or organization will be allowed to meet or host an event at the Alderman's office. I think we just missed a couple words there.
Thank you very much. Yep.
And then the third to last one, just for clarification, Alderman's office will pay for only one hotel night at either or both IML. So clarification, you could, I'll let you clarify.
Well, and maybe I'm not being very clear. If an alderperson decides to do both, it's one night. If you only choose to do one, it's still one night. So it's either you pick one and it's one night, only because of budgetary concerns.
Okay. No, so in that light, you could not go to IML and do 2 nights and do 0 nights at the Springfield.
Well, I
the
don't
lobby
know,
day.
unless you have a place in Springfield that you can stay for free, unless you plan on driving down and coming back. It doesn't cost anything to do the IML lobby days. The only cost is actually the per diem and the hotel. It doesn't cost to register to go to the IML lobby day. And it does cost to go to the IML conference in Chicago, both the conference as well as the hotel room.
Right. So you could do 2 days
Well,
at
you tell
IML
me,
and
you
0
tell me,
at?
right now, we're working on a very tight budget, but we're also have just become a member with the National League of Cities, and that provides even more opportunities for older people to attend some conferences. So during the budget process later this summer, there will be an increase in the line item to attend training sessions through these different organizations that we can increase it. But to get us through the rest of this budget year, correct. Especially if we get more and more older people who are deciding they want to attend the conference in Chicago.
How many days is that conference?
So again,
How many days is that conference? Is
It's usually, it's Thursday, Fridays. It could be Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
I think Wednesday night's only an opening.
Oh, the one in Chicago?
Yeah.
The National League of Cities?
No, are you talking about the National League or the IML?
I'm talking about IML.
IML, I believe it's just Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They may have
That's
something
correct.
on Wednesday evening. That's usually for those that are very involved in the municipal organization, and that wouldn't be any of us,
No.
actually.
Well, yeah, there's the attorney's track the first.
Right,
but
and
that-
thankfully, they're not on our budget.
Um,
And I'm happy, for that, I want to be, I'm pro-education and more training, and if we need to accommodate as we go through, I obviously will update and inform of everyone, but right now, I have to anticipate that everyone may want to go to the IML conference. And so if that is indeed in Chicago, if that's the case, then we really cannot afford more than one night. So we just got the dates, and there will be an email going out to gain interest, and I really need people to really look at their calendars and let us know. And then it could be that within the limited budget we have for 2024, we could accommodate an additional night.
Okay.
But it all depends on how many people decide they need to attend or want to attend.
So perhaps it should read that this is budget, more like budget permitting.
Sure.
They will be able to attend one
Yes,
night.
something like that, I would think
Something,
that-
just do,
yeah.
Sure.
do like the one, as budget permits, aldermen shall.
Or add something to the fact that, at your discretion as chief
Yes.
of staff, that
Yes.
the budget
Sure.
allows, something
Sure.
like that. I don't want to.
I do have another, are you done?
Are we
Yeah,
talking about the whole
well,
building?
I was just
Okay.
gonna follow up on that, because I didn't know how many, because I don't go to the lobby day, so I didn't know how many people did IML and the lobby day, so they did one of each.
Yeah, going by, since I've been going, there are some folks that just do the lobby days, and then some that do both, and then some that only do the conference in Chicago. So it's about 5 on average, sometimes 6. And I keep encouraging others that haven't been yet to go, because I think it's very valuable for everyone. And so we're just trying to be able to accommodate without it decreasing from a different part of our budget because we run a tight ship, for the record.
Right.
In the Alderman's office.
Duly noted, yes.
Well, yeah, and I think, as you asked for an increase and a necessary increase, and I don't know this, I imagine though the Springfield hotel is probably 2/3 of the cost of the Chicago hotel, so it doesn't
I
have
don't
yes.
know,
the,
is it? I don't know that that's true, but,
They do,
because they
the
hike up
Chicago hotel
Springfield.
is expensive.
Yeah, but they hike up Springfield for that.
Do they?
Yeah.
when everyone comes down, it's sort of, it can be almost at the same level
Oh, okay.
as going to Chicago
Okay.
for a conference, getting the conference discount, so.
Okay.
I have one if
Good
you're
to
done.
know.
I have one.
Sure.
So
Alderman
the
Smith.
second one, it is strongly advised. I'd like to change that, open for conversation, something to alder persons meet with constituents, organizations, representatives, et cetera, at the alderman's office on one of the 3-floor conference room, Monday through Thursday. I think it should be, shall meet in these offices on Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5. I think we should be shall, not strongly advised. I don't believe that there's any of us that need to be in that office with constituents and/or outside of our family people during off hours. That's my opinion. If anyone has anything different to say about that, I'd like to.
No, I just want to clarify, you mean Monday through Friday, or you want to do?
Did I say something else?
Thursday.
Oh,
Ron?
Monday,
Yeah,
yeah,
Monday
Monday.
through Friday.
The language he has in there, but he also, being such a nice guy that he is, he strongly advises, and I'd rather it to be shall, will, not strongly advises. I don't
Noted.
think we should be having after-hour meetings in our alderman's office. Anybody have an opinion on that?
I do.
Alderman Bug?
Yeah, we are not, well, I guess we're paid part-time employees, but we know what our hours are. So So, yes, there are times when you have to meet people when the event or emergency happens. Chuck Nelson and I, now we met in the mayor's conference room, but it could have been in the alderman's conference room, Christmas Eve, because of an emergency, and we had to take care of something. So, yeah,
I mean, I can wordsmith it so it can be accommodating. It's just, this was written from the point of view of safety for everyone, and I encourage all older people. The reason to meet between 8 and 5 is when we're here, so you're not alone. We may not be in the meeting, but you're not alone with a particular constituent or another interested party. And it's just for safety reasons for all involved. That's just, and I can certainly wordsmith that, so it's not so.
You could do the exception of emergency or something like that, yeah.
Alderman Franco?
Could, and this is relating to that, could we say, basically, this is good as it is, exceptions would be through the chiefs of staff's knowledge, so at least
Yeah.
if we're on a Saturday
Yeah.
afternoon or two, at least he knows somebody's
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
So if something happens, says, I knew that Alderman Franco and a
Right.
constituent there for safety reasons.
Yeah. Sure.
Could we throw that, I mean, because I understand what Doug's saying, I understand
Sure.
what you're saying, but could there be a variance, basically? But he needs to know, and this kind of thing. And if it's an emergency situation, it's like a ratification, we deal with it after the fact, but typically it's not. Right.
I like that
Yeah,
idea.
I like that.
Okay.
Comfortable with that, Alderman?
sure.
Any other questions, comments regarding this?
No,
Alderman
this, I
Franco?
would assume this is gonna be an ongoing, because there may be things you want to add to this as time
Well,
goes
I
on.
mean, certainly, at some point though, I would like to have something that is a little bit more concrete, but I can make these changes, I can share amongst the committee before making the copies and everything available. And we can get also input from other older people. I mean, these are our rules we're all going to abide by in the office.
I think what you meant is there may be some additions down the road.
Of
if
course,
something comes up
absolutely.
like
And
this.
then if that were to happen, I can certainly, like this, add it to the agenda for information only, and then there's an opportunity to discuss.
Assuming that's what you meant, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
You had other comments, Alderman
Yeah,
Franco?
so I'm gonna go historically with this. The last office, the only office committee, put some things in the writing of their rules and regulations with no shalls or musts, and they did not even follow what they suggested for everybody else to do. So having seen that in the past, I'd like to change some of these expected tos to shalls.
Okay.
I really do, because otherwise, thank you for your input, but I'm gonna do something else, and I don't think that's where we wanna go. So in order for us to do this, I think we have to have the word shall and must. So I know we already talked about 2. If we go down about halfway, older people are expected to use tickets?
Yes.
Shall use
Yes.
the tickets.
Yes.
And you go down 4 more, older people are expected to pay for all war mailings, shall pay for all war. I mean, I just think that
Okay.
would be better to do, because now you're bound to it. And I just think that's better. I mean, flexibility is fine, but I don't know that you need flexibility in this. Because
Sure.
if you want us to pay for it, it's pretty much shall, and pretty much must. So that would be my input on that.
I would also go all the way down to the second from the bottom and add that to all the people who choose to have a newsletter shall write their ward newsletter. Because I think that's, again, it's left open. I'd like to see it say shall. And then staff will provide the research and so on and so forth.
Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, going back up, I appreciate that, Alderman Franco. It's a living, breathing document, right?
Yeah.
So I think, and this was understood from our colleague Bob O'Connor and what they laid out about our tickets. And I think that's in our orientation. I and some other people, when I become sick on the day of an event, I get on the horn and try and call someone and text someone in my ward to go in my place.
And
not to waste those tickets, of course.
And I
And so-
just want to add to that, with what I'm trying to get at there is they need to be used since we're paying for them. And of course, it's perfectly appropriate, I believe, that if you can't make it and you provide it to a constituent, then it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, so just the verbiage,
Sure.
can say that or read that? Yeah, yeah, definitely, we want the ticket, the purchase, we don't want them to go to waste. But certainly, again, things come up and,
So what we want to stay away from is I get 4 tickets to an event and I don't go.
Right,
I just give it to
right.
somebody else, right? I
Right.
mean, that's kind of what we're
4
looking at.
tickets that were paid for.
Right.
And
Oh, I got
has,
tickets for
it
you
has
guys,
happened
Yeah,
in
and
the
you gotta-
past. It has happened.
a half-empty table.
Right. So.
And I have, if everybody else is done, I have one thing too, the very last one, when it talks about public meetings remotely, following the communications department's protocol.
Which we've been talking about this as we're,
Yeah.
I actually have a meeting with Tony scheduled tomorrow at 11 to flesh out what we've been talking about.
And then my only addition would be is, that should apply here as well too, so.
Shall follow the protocol.
No, I'm just saying as far as, people having burger and fries laid out here or something like that.
Correct.
I think
Correct.
that we need to, looking at, look.
Are drinks okay?
I
Yeah, here,
think-
here.
I think, well, let me smell that drink first. No, I just think, food here and, again, I, common sense type things that we should
That'll
put
be
in there.
included.
But, yeah, other than that, I have no further questions.
It's a
Anybody
great
else?
start.
You haven't sat through one of our marathon budget meetings, obviously, where
I'm
where
telling you-
snacks are necessary.
This past budget meeting wasn't a walk in the park, I'll tell you that. Well, you were part of it too, yeah, so, but, any other comments or suggestions for this particular document?
Yeah, we'll make
Great
those
job on that,
changes and
Rich.
bring it back.
Yeah, very good.
Okay, I'll make changes and I will share copies and then.
So
Yeah,
the-
excellent information.
So would that come before us again, just as an informational only? We're just
Yeah.
okay with, as long as the,
What I could do is make these changes, share it with you all since you were here, and then the final one, we can do it at the next wrap, and I'll also share it with the rest of the older people to get maybe their opinion as well, and then hopefully by the second wrap, the next wrap meeting, this is just,
and I'm okay with just making the changes and it being as is. I was just asking more than anything, so if you guys are okay with it, implementing it with those changes, I'm totally
I'd
fine
like to
with
see
that.
the changes only because I think if you're having a meeting with Tony at the bottom, that could change that one significantly.
makes
So I
sense.
think that would be good to read.
I have a question.
Alderman Franco, sure.
Since we're not voting this for information only, we're going to continue on that path. What if an older person said, I don't like number 5, I just hate it? Should not make something in there that says, okay, well, then we'll vote on it and it's in, it's good to go. I don't know how that would work. If we had one says, no, this sucks and this one sucks, do you say, we're voting on it, now it's done? I mean, we don't need to know today, but I would want to know going forward if that's a
This
thing.
is office policy, though, not,
Well, yes, and I think we learned a hard lesson for the office policy before, that maybe it should be voted on, because what was happening there was certainly illegal to have that meeting. It should have, it was Open Meetings Act. And second of all, there was suggestions only, so and I would pass this to legal. Maybe we don't. But maybe when we bring the final version in, we vote on it, and then somebody has a problem, and says, I'm sorry, RAP committee voted, it ended here. And
Shall
then
we
any changes
vote?
later on, I don't know.
should we or shall we?
I'll discuss with
Yeah, I
legal.
mean, just in case.
Sure.
He didn't get it.
Might as well, get that under control early on if we have to.
Sure.
I think in that case, we definitely would need to see the final version.
Well, I think that anyway, but I'm just wondering,
We
if we're
should.
gonna have a policy and we're gonna put the words must, shall, blah, 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 maybe it should be voted on. So again, if we run that past legal, see what they say,
Sure.
we're good to go with that.
Shall we run it past legal?
Well, not this, but the concept of. Oh, all right.
Now look what you guys did.
All right, now, motion to adjourn. Well,
We
I'm
shall.
sorry, we got legal
We
here, I'm
shall.
sorry, I'm just kidding.
We
on
should,
that
we
one.
shall.
Are you asking that for today or?
No.
What I'm asking is, when we get to a final version, we say, this is good to go. All right, and the RAP committee says it's good, we're not gonna vote on information only, but if an older person that's not here has a problem with it, and they say, I don't like that, should we have voted on it, says, I understand you had a problem with it, but the RAP committee voted, and it's now law, type of thing, I don't know.
I will have an answer for the next
Okay,
rep.
right, okay, that's fine, all right, thank you.
Okay, so in addition to that, and then I'll let this go, if we have an older person who, let's just say, gets tickets for an entire year and does not use any of them, and they've all gone to waste, shall we do something, or should we just let it go?
My opinion is, if we put the word shall in there, and certainly if it's voted on, then that would be up for censorship, because the intent was to not abide by something that was voted on, then we would have a problem. You know, a mistake is a mistake.
A sickness is a
But if you're talking about a
sickness,
year-long
right.
thing, and there's a pattern, there's intent, so I would think that that would be the next course of action. That would be saying, I don't care what we do, I'm doing what I want to do.
Someone
So
who continues to
Yeah,
break
so I would
the
think that
rules.
would be the thing.
Yeah.
Mistakes happen, you can understand that, but,
Absolutely.
you know, what you just pointed out would be a pattern.
Yeah,
and that
office
would be a little
policy
different.
continued to be broken, should be addressed.
Could be, yeah, yeah.
Shall we move on?
I'm good.
We shall.
We should. Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
We have that walk-on.
Oh, that's
right. So,
Good afternoon, RAP Committee. Alex Voigt with the Mayor's Office. I appreciate you letting me walk this item on. What we have before you today, I did provide a memo and a resume, is a proposal for our first ever student member of one of our boards and commissions. So in 2021, when we revised the boards and commissions, we did the substantial overhaul. We did put in a provision for students who are juniors and older to participate as a member, a non-voting member on our boards and commissions. And it's something that we've been hoping people would take advantage of, but we have not had any takers until now. So to not make this young man wait another month, since the appointment process is long, I asked if you'd be willing to review it now. Alex Manila, who is the staff liaison for the Bike, Pedestrian, and Transit Advisory Board, is here. He can answer any questions, but this young man found this opportunity through his teacher at Matia, and he's a Ward 10 resident. If you have any questions for Alex.
any questions or comments from the committee? I admire him joining the board.
Yeah, I'll be putting this as new business for, I think it's June 4th, COW.
Questions? So, we don't have any students that are not, it's like the Education Commission or whatever that is.
Youth Council
Youth
is all
Council,
students.
so we don't have any students on any other ones as of right
No.
now. Is this new, or is this always there, and we just never practiced it?
It's been in place since 2021. We
Okay.
just haven't had anyone interested.
Are we limiting it to, if we do this, one student per advisory board? Or we
No,
can have
it
as
would
many?
be, I mean, it's on a case-by-case basis, but there's no limit to the number of students. We want to give them the opportunity to see what the boards and commissions do and become engaged. And this one specifically works on, they have a concrete task. They advise and help allocate funds for bike, ped, and transit needs. So this is actually a really great one for a student to be involved in.
And I learned today what a bike pad was, if you don't know.
That's all I have.
Any other questions or comments from the committee? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
No other items
Motion to adjourn.
before the committee, so I got a motion by Alderman Franco, second by Alderman Smith. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned at 3:34 PM. Thank you, everyone.